Hello, friends from across the nation and around the world, and welcome to a special Saturday night episode. I've taken on the weekends to putting together compilations of some of my favorite episodes, and tonight is no different. Last week I brought to you Kid Wizard Parts 1 and 2, and I'm going to continue that trend with another Kid Wizard super story with Parts 3 and 4. If you have an idea for Kid Wizard, I really want to get the series going again. I want to go further with it, so please leave me a message at SpeakPipe or fill out the Google form. But now, it's that time again. Time to get as comfy as you can in that bed, close your eyes, and imagine yourself doing what the kid in the story does. You wake up and look around the room. What is this place, you wonder? And then you remember. You're inside your dimensional backpack. Some sort of pocket dimension accessed through the backpack where you're perfectly safe and you have everything you need. Bedroom, kitchen, living room, anything you could really imagine. You head over to the kitchen and eat a quick breakfast before climbing up the large ladder that leads out the top of the backpack. When you get to the top of the ladder, you unzip the backpack from the inside and you crawl your way out. It's very strange crawling out of a tiny little backpack, but it's also pretty cool. You zip the backpack back up and throw it on your back. You look around and see that you're still in the practice area, although Martin's not here yet for some reason, probably still sleeping. You grab your wand out of your backpack and you decide it's time to practice your skills. Yesterday, you not only learned to harness your ice powers, but after ending up in a duel with some kid named Tyrannus Rexington, you also learned how to control heat. Maybe you better practice, you think. You hold the wand up in the air. You start by closing your eyes and taking a few deep breaths, relaxing any of your muscles, and just focusing in your mind. You focus on the feeling of coldness. The same feeling you had when you first made things freeze around you, and a chill runs through your body. You harness the energy through your arms and into the wand, shooting out a huge plume of icy air. Everything it hits is immediately covered in a thin layer of ice. You draw a little pattern on the wall using your ice powers, before eventually letting the beam of freezing cold disappear. Now, I wonder how I did that ice thing, you say to yourself. Cold always feels like things are slowing down, almost stopping. But hot was as if they were speeding up or spinning faster, maybe even just vibrating faster. You close your eyes and instead of imagining the sensation of cold, you start to imagine the sensation of heat. Feeling very hot on a hot summer day. The feeling of a campfire against your arms and your hands. You focus on that energy and allow it to pass through your entire body. Your ears start to feel warm, and a little bead of sweat appears on your forehead. You focus the energy through your wand just like you did with the cold, and out of the tip of the wand shoots a huge beam of fire energy. It flies across the room, instantly melting the little pattern of ice you drew on the wall. Whoa, cool. You spend the next little while shifting between cold and heat. changing between slowing down the vibration of things around you to speeding it up and making it hotter. The more you practice, the more the feeling gets ingrained in your mind. You're easily able to switch from hot to cold, from cold to hot, from ice to fire. You're not really sure how much time passes as you practice, and you hear a voice come from behind you. "Hey, kid, good job. I was just gonna say we should start with mastering the fire thing, but it seems like you figured it out. Tell me, what does it feel like to create the fire?" Martin asks. Well, cold feels still, as if the air around me is barely moving at all. But hot feels, well, fast, as if everything's moving incredibly quickly. "Ah, I see you figured it out. Well, you're probably right. Most of us believe that what you're really doing is changing the way the atoms themselves vibrate, reaching down to the atomic level and, well, speeding things up or slowing them down. Right now, you're mostly doing it with the air, but with practice, you'll find that you can do the same thing to any kind of matter. I mean, you do it to the ground, you create lava. You do it to wood, you create, well, fire, I guess. Now the question is, what should we learn to do next? Now, when you think wizarding, what kind of powers do you think of? Martin asks. Well, like moving things with your mind, I guess, you respond. Yeah, good call, kid. That might be the next perfect step for you. After all, you were able to collect that water in the air and turn it into ice particles. Huh. Yeah, let's try that. Well, if we're gonna do that, I think we need to move somewhere else. Carpet, I need you. Suddenly, a magic carpet flies out of the wizard's backpack and floats right beside him. He steps on top of it as if it's some sort of surfboard. "Well, are you coming?" he says. How do I? Just summon your magic carpet by asking for it. It'll know what you're talking about. Okay. Carpet, I need you, you say. Your backpack unzips behind you, and out of it flies the same magic carpet that brought you to the wizarding world in the first place. It hovers right beside you, and just like Martin did, you step on top of it. Instead of sitting down, standing seems like a whole new experience. As you look at your feet, you see that the magic carpet is knitting little, binding-like things over top of it, strapping your feet to the carpet to ensure you don't fly off. "Follow me," Martin says. "This is always a blast." Martin zooms out of the training room, flying on the magic carpet as if he's surfing or wakeboarding over the air. You will yourself forward as well, and the carpet does exactly what you think it'll do. It follows Martin. You blast through the castle and out the doors, and then you start rising higher and higher above the ground, until you're flying just below the clouds, over top of huge and vast areas of forest. Magical forest, of course, with all kinds of magical creatures to be seen. Unicorns and griffins floating from place to place, fairies, and you're pretty sure you even see some rock trolls down below. Flying on a magic carpet like this feels really, really fun. It beats sitting down on the thing. You hold your arms out in the air as you zoom over top of lakes and trees until you and Martin come to a large mountainous region with a whole bunch of rocks everywhere. Martin hovers down lower and closer to the ground. He hops off of his magic carpet, which immediately disappears into his backpack. You carefully imagine yourself lowering down to the ground as well, and the carpet does exactly what your mind commands it to do. When you think of jumping off, the little knitted bindings just kind of release themselves and you easily hop onto the ground. Now, I like using this place to teach telekinesis because, well, there's a lot of things to pick up. Now, there's 2 levels to telekinesis: beginner telekinesis and advanced. Today we'll start with beginner telekinesis. That's when you use your own body or your own wand to attract or repel objects. Watch this. Martin waves his wand around in the air and then points it at a rock. The rock begins to tremble, and then it starts to fly directly at Martin's wand. Just before it hits the wand, he reaches his hand out and grabs onto the rock. You see, what I did was I used my wand to, create a little field of magnetism. A type of magnetism that attracts that very rock. Now you try. The first step is to use your wand to connect your energy field to that of a rock. Just pick one of these laying around. You look around the area, and you see in the distance what seems to be a perfectly good rock to try things out on. You center your mind once again by taking long, slow, deep breaths, and then you point your wand towards the rock in question. You allow your energy, your consciousness, to travel through the wand and connect itself to the rock. Soon, you can feel the rock's energy. Good. Now, what I want you to do is, kinda match the rock's energy. Imagine yourself becoming like a magnet that's programmed to let the very energy of the rock fly towards you. You do exactly what Martin tells you. You try to imagine yourself as a magnet. You focus on the vibration of the rock, and you match the vibration with your wand. And as you do, the rock begins to tremble. You focus even harder on matching the exact vibration, and sure enough, the rock shoots towards you and hits you directly in the stomach. Ow, you say. Oh yeah, you gotta watch out for that. Yeah, this isn't a very controlled way to do things, Martin says. Maybe we should have tried with shooting the rock away from you instead. Maybe, you respond. Well, we'll try that next. Watch this. Martin waves his wand again at a rock in the distance. This time the rock begins to tumble and rumble, and then it shoots off into the distance. See? All I did was the opposite. Instead of trying to attract it, you find the vibration that sends it flying away from you. Now you try. You do just that, waving your wand around, focusing on another rock, and trying to twist the vibration of your wand until you feel the rock rumbling again. and then shooting directly away from you. Wow, kid, that normally takes months of practice. Honestly, I'm starting to believe you're some kind of prodigy. Never mind. Now, we're gonna need to practice until muscle memory kicks in, allowing you to do this at will. And that's what you do. You practice for hours and hours, pulling a rock towards you, and then changing the vibration to shoot it off into the distance. Before too long, it's pretty automatic. You can just reach your wand out to something and pull it towards you or shoot it in the other direction. Well, I think you got that part down. The next part is levitating a rock. It's something that seems simple, but it's much harder. And it's also where the advanced technique comes into play. Well, what do you mean? Well, there's two ways you can move a rock. The first way, and the only way most wizards know how, is by connecting it to your own energy field, and then kind of using yourself to lift it up. Watch this. Martin reaches his wand out once again, connects to a rock with his mind, and the rock starts to rumble, and then it lifts up off the ground, although it seems like it's a very difficult thing for Martin to do. Lifting rocks like this works. You just kinda connect your power to it, and instead of pulling it towards you or pushing it away, you just connect your energy and lift it up. Oh, cool. But why does it look so difficult to do? Martin drops the rock. Well, that's because you're using yourself as a pivot point. Let me show you. Pick up that rock right there, not with your wand, just with your hands. You walk over to a large rock, and you lift it up off the ground. It's pretty heavy, but, not too heavy to lift. Good, now put it down. You do as he says and put it down. Then, Martin waves his wand in the air. He summons some sort of plant energy out of the ground, causing a branch to shoot straight up out of the ground and into the air. The branch solidifies, and then he hovers it up off the ground and jams one end of it into the rock, merging the stick and the rock together. All right, now hold on to the very end of this stick and try to lift the rock up. You grab the far end of the stick, attached to the same rock you just lifted up. You do your best from the far end of the stick to lift up the rock on the other side, but no matter how hard you try, you can't get the thing to budge. See, it's all leverage. Lifting a heavy object from far away puts a lot on your own body. That's why the advanced technique is much more important. But you probably won't figure it out today. We'll just learn the basic one. Okay. Well, how does the advanced one work? You ask. Well, instead of using yourself as a pivot point, you use the object. You change the object instead of yourself, repelling it from the ground or from other objects in the area. It takes a lot of concentration, but the result is effortless levitation. Martin whirls his wand around in the air. He focuses his mind, puts both of his hands out to the side, and as he lifts them up, so do a whole bunch of rocks surrounding you. Rocks of all shapes and sizes, boulders and stones. Every one of them lifts up off the ground and begins to hover around you, and then move around in a circle. "That's amazing," you say. Martin drops the rocks and opens his eyes again. "Yeah, I'm pretty amazing. Well, anyway, you try the basic technique first," Martin says. You do as he asks. You reach out your wand, you connect to a rock just like you did before, and you hold the rock in place. Then you slowly raise your arm up, with the rock still connected to your energy field. As if you've connected an invisible pole to the rock, you slowly lift it up off the ground. But just as you expected, it's really hard to lift your arm up, as if you're lifting a rock on the end of a pole, just as Martin demonstrated. You move the rock from place to place and then put it down, your arm feeling completely exhausted. And that's when you hear a voice. "Well, if it isn't my friend from yesterday. Well, kid, it looks like you can barely even raise a pebble." You look to see the wizard kid from yesterday, Tyrannus Rexington, surrounded by a whole bunch of his friends. They all burst out laughing, directly at you. "Oh, is it so hard to lift a little pebble?" they say to you mockingly. It's not hard, I'm just learning. Why don't you go away?" "I don't go away because of people like you," Tyrannus says. "People who think anyone can become a wizard. It's a slap in the face to we wizarding families who have existed for centuries." "Well, if your wizarding family's so great, then I bet you can do better at telekinesis than the kid here," Martin says. "Of course I can. I am the descendant of a line of proud wizards. I grew up learning telekinesis." "Well, if that's the case, then prove it. We'll have a little competition. Whichever one of you can lift the biggest rock wins," Martin says. You look at him in disbelief. You literally just learned how to move things with your mind. You're not ready for a competition. Martin just looks at you and winks. "Ready, kid?" "Okay," you say. You look around the area and you see what you believe is the biggest rock you can probably lift up from here. You wave your wand, you connect to the rock, and then you begin to lift the rock up off the ground, using an amazing amount of strength from your arms and legs. But you're able to lift it up. When it's up to a certain height, you release your connection and the rock falls down. "That's nothing," Tyrannus says, stepping up beside you. He too reaches his wand out, connects to one of the rocks, and with great effort, he's able to lift it up off the ground. But it looks as though he's using every piece of muscle in his body. He's practically vibrating to get the thing up off the ground. The only issue is, you're not sure you can lift anything heavier, not using the beginner method anyways. "I'd like to see you do better than that," Tyrannus says. You look around the area, and you see a gigantic boulder sitting beside you. You close your eyes, and you focus on the boulder, connecting your wand directly to it. This time, instead of creating some sort of stable connection to the rock, you become one with the rock. You feel the vibration of the rock, and then the vibration of the ground. You imagine the rock, coming to the right vibration to repel itself away from the ground, like two magnets of the same polarity. As you slowly adjust the vibration of the rock up and down, you eventually feel a place that starts to tremble. You focus in, getting the vibration even more and more precise, until, to your astonishment and that of everyone around you, the huge boulder starts to shake, and then it lifts up off the ground, floating in the air directly between you and Tyrannus. You close your eyes and allow the boulder to fall down once again. It crashes with a huge thump, and you look at Tyrannus. Well, can you beat that? You ask. Tyrannus looks at you, and he looks at the other kids. With determination in his eyes, he flings his wand directly at the boulder. He focuses all of his energy, and then he bends his knees, straightens out his arms, connecting himself to the boulder. He does everything he can using the muscles of his legs and his arms and his core to pick the huge boulder up off the ground. But no matter how hard he tries or how strong his connection to the boulder is, he just doesn't have the muscle strength to do it. He's clearly using the beginner technique, you think. With arms and legs shaking and sweat beating down on his forehead, he eventually gives up and falls back onto the ground.
Well, you clearly cheated, and I will prove it in the future,
Tyrannus Rexington says, looking at you. He spits on the ground and twirls in the other direction. Together, he and his friends all jump aboard their own magic carpets and fly off into the distance.
Those guys are terrible,
Martin says. Yeah, they really are, you respond.
But that was so cool. I've never seen anyone who can make a boulder that size float with that amount of training. Good job, kid,
Martin says.
But, we've been training long enough if you ask me.
Martin pulls out his little backpack and opens it up. He climbs inside and begins to go down his own little ladder, disappearing to seemingly nowhere. The backpack then zips itself up, floats up in the air, and disappears from existence. All right, I guess it is getting late, you say to yourself. You unzip your own backpack and step inside, climbing down the little ladder that leads to a huge room inside the pocket dimension. As you climb down the ladder, you see the backpack zip itself up above you and presumably disappear from existence as well. You lay down in your bed and you see the magic carpet sitting at the foot of it. It looks up at you and twists what could presumably be its head to the side, and then places it back down on the ground and begins to lightly snore. Weird, you think, but you're too tired to worry about that. The lights inside the backpack pocket dimension dim, and you put your head down on the pillow. As soon as you hit it, your mind begins to wander off. With each breath, your arms and legs relax more and more, sinking down deeper and deeper into the mattress, and allowing your mind to wander off to dreams of new thoughts and new adventures to come. Good night, everyone. Imagine yourself waking up once again inside your little pocket dimension bedroom. Strangely, every day when you wake up, it starts to look more and more like your own bedroom, only expanded with a little living room area and kitchen area. Maybe it's doing that on purpose, you wonder. You grab some breakfast from the fully stocked kitchen. Strangely, it always has all of your favorites, and you never run out. When you're done with that, you head back up the ladder that leads you out of the little backpack area. As you get closer to the top, the zipper unzips itself, revealing another room. You climb out of the backpack and you find yourself in the same training room where you and Martin have been hanging out a lot lately. So far, you've learned to control ice magic, fire and heat magic, and of course, moving objects with your mind, telekinesis. For the last few days, you've been practicing all of those things a lot. In fact, every waking minute. You can now shoot fire and ice with ease, change the temperature of different things around you, and by the time you quit yesterday, you were able to lift up several large rocks at the same time using your telekinesis. As you look around the training area, you see a whole bunch of boulders spread throughout it, and you decide to practice while you wait for Martin to get up. You close your eyes and focus your energy once again. You allow your consciousness to expand, to become one with the rocks that surround you. And as you do, you use the muscle memory you've developed to will the rocks to lift up into the air. You begin changing the direction they're moving with just a subtle thought and a change of vibration to the rock itself. You spin the rocks around you in circles. You float them up and down and side to side. It just gets easier and easier to do. The same as practicing any other skill you've ever practiced. You no longer have to think about it so much, you just kind of expect it to happen, and it does.
Good job, kid,
you hear a voice say from behind you. You turn around to see a very tall, very bald-looking wizard with a pretty cool beard, Martin. Good morning, you say to Martin.
Good morning. I'm glad to see you practicing. I've been pretty amazed with what you're able to do, kid. Most people barely learn this number of powers in a lifetime of studying. You seem to be able to pick up anything, a lot like me. Which is incredibly impressive if I do say so myself.
With that, a strange alert starts to go off. Martin reaches into his pocket and pulls out his magic wand. The wand is, it's blinking a bright red light. Martin lifts the wand up and flicks it a little bit. The red light flies off the wand and transforms into a large hologram of another wizard.
Oh, finally. Well, there's some trouble, Martin. We need you quickly. Some rogue wizards are causing trouble in the real world. I'm not sure we'll be able to stop them without you. They've created an army of rock ogres. Oh dear. I'll be right there,
Martin responds, waving the wand again, causing the hologram to disappear.
Well, kid, I guess it's time to go back to the real world. Haven't been there in a while, eh?
Oh, yeah, you respond. Do my parents think I'm missing? I haven't been back there in weeks.
Oh, I forgot to mention, we took care of that. When the magic carpet came to get you, we replaced you with an illusion. It does everything you're supposed to do. Goes to school, does the chores, that sort of thing. When you want to go home, it'll just kind of disappear, but Until then, it'll take care of everything.
Cool, I think, you respond, not sure how to think about being replaced by some sort of magical illusion.
Anyway, we gotta get going. There's rock ogres.
Martin summons his magic carpet out of his bag. It floats right beside him and he steps on top of it, a lot like he's riding a surfboard once again. You do the same, summoning your magic carpet right beside you. You throw your backpack back on your back and climb aboard the magic carpet.
Oh yeah, kid. I've been meaning to ask you, why are you always keeping that backpack full size? Isn't it kind of annoying to carry it all the time?
Martin asks. What do you mean keeping it full size? You respond.
Well, the dimensional backpacks are dimensional. They can shrink and expand whenever you want them to. Look at mine.
Martin shows you his bag. He sort of places it between his two hands and smushes it together. As he does, the bag instantly shrinks until it's the size of a little keychain. He moves his hands the opposite way, expanding them apart from the bag, and the bag grows. Almost like how you can grow and shrink things using a tablet or touchscreen of almost any kind these days. Curious, you take your backpack off. You hold it with one hand underneath and you take the other hand, placing it on top. You slowly move your hands together, and sure enough, the backpack shrinks down easily. When you press your hands fully together, and then release them, you find a little tiny keychain-like backpack in the palm of your one hand. You take the little backpack and place it in your pocket. That'll come in handy, you say. You climb aboard your magic carpet, stepping on it once again like it's some sort of surfboard. The strings and fibers of the carpet immediately shoot out, wrapping around your feet, holding you on tight. Following Martin, you fly out of the castle, out into the larger magical world surrounding the wizarding school, and back toward the large ancient tree that you originally entered through. As you approach the large old tree, a little doorway begins to glow in its trunk. Martin flies through without any hesitation, and you decide to follow him. You find yourself in a colorful tunnel of some kind, floating left and right and up and down, before eventually reaching another light on the other side. You fly through the light and you find yourself in a large forest, back in the real world. You follow Martin high up above the trees and then above the clouds. As you continue to fly, he starts to talk to you.
I forgot to mention a few things about being in the real world, Martin says. Well, the thing is, magic is sometimes a little harder to do here.
It is? Why is that? You ask.
Well, it's because in reality, all humans have magic. They just don't know it. Their consciousness itself creates a field that shoots out of them. A field made of beliefs and expectations. It kinda works to keep reality the way it is. And with a whole bunch of people together, all believing and expecting the same thing, like gravity to exist, stuff like that. Well, it has a way of holding reality in place. It makes it a lot harder to do magic. Well, at least at first.
Okay. So I won't be able to do magic here?
That's not what I said. I said it could be harder to do magic here. Particularly if you're surrounded by a whole bunch of normal folk who don't believe in this stuff. their disbelief can have a way of kinda throwing it off. I mean, not when you're as experienced as I am. Eventually you can reach a point where your conscious decision-making is way more powerful than anyone's subconscious decision-making. But at first it can be kinda tricky.
So, I'm not going to be able to do magic here?
Of course you'll be able to do magic here. It's just not always as easy. Luckily, in a situation like this, the first thing the Wizards Council will do is create a barrier around the scene. A barrier to, stop anybody from being able to see what's going on, and to kinda subtly influence their minds to believe they don't want to go in that direction anymore. So, in this case, you should be fine. Just wanted you to know in case you went back to the real world on your own one time and, things didn't work like you wanted them to.
Thanks. That is good to know. You continue to fly high over the clouds, the sun gently hitting your skin, making you feel very relaxed and, kinda happy, really. Eventually, Martin starts descending down through the clouds, so you follow him. You find yourself at the coast, right beside the ocean. There's a huge beach down below you, with waves beautifully hitting the shore. You can't really see anything else. And then in front of you, the world looks a little wobbly, as if there's glass or something. You and Martin pass through this strange-looking area, and when you pop out on the other side, you realize that it must have been the shield that the Wizards Council put around the place. Because inside, there is a lot going on. There's wizards flying in every different direction, most of them riding magic carpets, but a couple of them riding things that looked sort of like skateboards. An army of ogres is down below, fighting back against the wizards, and in the center of the ogres are a group of, other wizards wearing all black. The wizards from both sides are shooting fire and lightning and ice. It's a pretty crazy battle. Martin lands in front of a huge group of ogres, and you land beside him, pulling out your wand and ready to defend yourself.
All right, kid. You can take out as many ogres as you can before I get to them all.
Okay, you say. You start to look for the different ogres, and then you decide to use your ice powers to get rid of some of them. You start shooting fire and ice in all different directions, hitting some of the ogres. You find that ice is the most effective. Slowing them down and encasing them in a large thing of ice is a pretty good way to stop them, so you focus on that. Once you've successfully frozen most of the ogres in your surrounding area, you look over to see what Martin's up to. You watch as Martin reaches into his wizarding robes and pulls out a large Ziploc bag. He opens the Ziploc bag, closes his eyes, and taps his wand. The contents of the bag light up, and then they begin to fly out of the bag in all different directions. What are those, like seeds or something? You wonder as you watch the amazing scene. The seeds, still glowing, hit the ground all around the battlefield. Martin raises his wand up in the air. It begins to glow a bright green color. And then, out of each of the spots where the little seeds hit the ground, vines and trees and branches shoot out at amazing speed. The branches and vines start to zigzag their way through the battlefield. They start to wrap up the ogres, lifting them up in the air. There's hundreds and hundreds of vines, each one going and growing in a different direction, and each one reaching one of the little rock creatures, wrapping it up and then lifting it up into the air. One by one, the rock ogres are wrapped up tight and lifted high above the battlefield. Soon enough, Martin has amazingly gotten rid of almost every single one of the rock ogres, and then the vines go for the wizards in the middle. The wizards start using their fire magic to try to burn the vines away from them. Some even shoot a couple bolts of lightning. They destroy some of the branches, but there's just too many of them. They wrap around the wizards' ankles and then arms, stripping them of their wands. Soon enough, every single one of the wizards is wrapped up in vines as well. The battle is effectively over, with all of the bad guys wrapped up in vines that are standing tall in the middle of the battlefield. Another wizard, the same one that was on the holographic image, lands beside Martin.
"Oh, good work. I knew we needed you. That made things much, much easier, Martin. Thank you very, very much."
Don't worry about it.
We'll take care of the rest. Thank you again."
Martin jumps back on his magic carpet and flies up beside you. "That was incredible," you say.
"Yeah, I'm pretty incredible,"
Martin responds. "How did you do that?" you ask.
"I'll tell you on the way back. Come on."
You and Martin fly high up above the clouds once again, heading back for the entrance to the magical wizarding school.
"Well, you see, when I was a kid, the first power I manifested was a nature power of sorts, the ability to grow things quicker. I was about 9 years old, and I'd planted this little maple tree. I'm from Canada, you see. Man, the maple tree was growing, but I wanted it to grow faster. One day, I was just sitting there and staring at it, wanting it to grow and grow and grow. And then something changed. It was like I could see the tree vibrating. I could see the open space between its different atoms. I could see the electrical field itself that kept the thing together. At first, I just watched. But then I started to imagine the field going faster. And to my surprise, it did. The tree started to grow and grow faster than I could actually control. Before long, it got too big to be in the pot and, well, it just kind of fell over. That tree didn't live, unfortunately, but I slowly learned that I could make things grow quickly. Imagine just being able to turn a tomato seed into a full tomato plant with tomatoes on it. It was pretty cool. Eventually people caught on to me, though, and invited me to, this place, where they trained me to be a wizard.
That's amazing. Can you teach me?
Well, maybe. You've been able to learn everything else so far, but I don't think we should start with the whole growing things quickly thing. It's probably more important to learn how to move and bend existing trees and branches. Follow me,
Martin says, descending out of the sky. You see the large tree below you, the same one that provides entrance to the magical realm. Once again, you and Martin fly through the tunnel and back to the magical wizarding school. Instead of taking you back towards the castle, Martin directs you into the deep, deep forest, the forest that surrounds the school itself. He lands in a clearing surrounded by a whole bunch of old trees and vines. You both climb off of your magic carpets.
All right, well, the first step to nature magic is this. It's a lot like the telekinesis you've already been doing. And in fact, well, it is sort of telekinesis itself at times. You reach out your energy into the surrounding trees. And then, in the same way you move the rocks, you allow the trees to move. The only difference is that before you can really change the shape of a tree, you have to give it permission to, release its rigid connection and become malleable again. Watch this.
Martin closes his eyes and reaches his wand up into the air. You see a beam of light shoot out of the wand and connect itself to the tree. The tree begins to glow, and then it starts to creak. Its branches start changing directions and moving around. Then Martin connects his magic to other trees as well, until 5 different trees all standing in front of you are glowing a bright green color. All of them start to twist and turn and bend. Their branches start to move together and to kind of intertwine themselves into a new shape. In front of your very eyes, the trees come together to create what looks like a large log cabin, made entirely out of trees and branches that are still living.
See? Just like that, Martin says. Now you try. I mean, you don't have to make a house or anything, just try to move a branch or something.
All right, you say. You look over to the side and see a smaller tree, something that looks like it'll be a little easier to move. You close your eyes, empty your mind, and you take long, slow, deep breaths. You imagine your consciousness spreading out from your body and joining itself with the tree. You lift your wand up in the air and point it towards the tree, allowing a connection between your wand and the tree itself. Just like it did for Martin, the tree begins to glow. You find that you can subtly influence the tree just like you do rocks. You try to move the branches, but it feels like they're gonna break or snap.
Don't forget, you have to give the tree permission to move. Trees are kinda rigid. They've decided to stay as they are. But I find that if you give them permission, they'll kind of release that rigid connection and, you can re-solidify it when you're done. You try to imagine what Martin's telling you. You communicate with the tree. It's okay, tree, you think. You can bend. It's totally fine to bend. It feels really good. You begin moving your body back and forth like you are a swaying tree, moving with the wind. And slowly you feel the tree release. What used to feel difficult to move now feels like easily malleable ropes or something like that. You open your eyes and you watch as the branches of the tree change direction. You make the tree wave left and right and back and forth. You wind the tree up almost into a braid, standing tall and twisted, and then you release all the branches once again, allowing them to flow outward. You release your connection to the tree and you look over at Martin. Wow, good job, kid. Again, I didn't think you'd be able to do that so quickly.
Well, can you teach me how to make them grow and move now? You ask.
Well, probably not today. That's a whole new can of worms. In fact, you're kind of getting into time magic at that point, which is, dangerous, to say the least.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe tomorrow, if some kid writes in and asks for it anyways. For now, it's time to go to bed.
Martin reaches into his pocket and pulls out his bag. He puts his hands on either side and expands the bag back to its normal size. He places it on the ground, opens up the zippers, jumps up in the air, and slides inside the bag. The bag zips itself up and disappears from existence once again. You reluctantly decide to do the same. You reach into your pocket and find the little backpack keychain. You hold it in the palm of one of your hands and place the other hand over top of it. You imagine the backpack expanding, and as you pull your hands apart, it does just that, growing back to its normal backpack size, or maybe even a little larger. You unzip the zippers and you climb down the ladder once again. The zippers close over top of you as the backpack presumably disappears from existence as well. You head directly to the comfortable bed, a bed that looks a lot more like your bed than it even did this morning. As you climb inside, you can tell how comfortable it is. The lights dim in the room almost automatically as you pull the covers up over top of yourself and allow your head to hit the comfortable pillow below you. You close your eyes and you start to focus on your breath. And with each breath, you begin to sink down deeper and deeper into the mattress, allowing your heavy eyes to close and your heavy arms and legs to just sink down and relax. And with each breath, your mind too becomes more and more relaxed, allowing it to drift off to dreams of new adventures and new things to come. Good night, everyone.